Greetings, Instructor Tracy and class. This week's assignment is for us to present a memorable speech. So, without further ado, I present to you, surprise, surprise. It was 1997 and the month was July. Now, during that time, I was working long hours and I was staying up really late, sometimes making room for extracurricular activity. But this one particular week was a bit different than any other week that year. I would come home late hours from work and sit down, and before I knew it, I would be asleep. So one evening, which was the evening that clued me in that something must be going on, I came home from work as usual. I made me a cup of tea, and it had the right amount of lemon, the perfect amount of honey. The essence, the smell was so wonderful. I could not wait to partake of this cup of tea. So I made it. I went and sat on the couch, placed the cup on the floor next to my foot. I leaned back and I thought to myself, I will just take a small rest while this tea cools so that I can enjoy it and soothe my body. The next thing you know, I was asleep and I did not see that cup of tea until the next morning. Not only had it cooled down, it was cold. So, my intuition told me, something is going on. You are just sleeping a bit more than usual. So I tried to mentally deduce what is going on. Finally, my woman's intuition said, you may need to go to the drugstore and get a pregnancy test. I thought, oh no, that can't be it. It must be the long hours and the work and all that I'm participating in, volunteering. It must be that. But needless to say, I went ahead and went to the drugstore, purchased a pregnancy test just in case, to calm my mind. Well, I came back home with the pregnancy test. I went to the restroom and followed all of the instructions. Placed the applicator on the sink, went outside of the room, and I waited. Now, while I was waiting, I began to think, no, this can't be. I'm not having children. I plan to live my life as a single woman, just professing to do all that God has called me to do. I know this can't be it. Well, I looked at my watch and I realized after I had given myself a pep talk outside of the restroom, it was time to go back in and check the results. Here's where it gets tricky. I open the bathroom door, get ready to walk in, and as I approach the applicator, I start to lean in as if leaning would make it read a different result. I was literally leaning in like this. I went. Now, before I even completed the lean in, I could already see the results. Needless to say, they were positive. My heart dropped to my shoe. I thought, oh my goodness, how has this happened? Well, I must not have been working late one night. So, 9 months later, I get to the hospital after the entire pregnancy process. My daughter is birthed through my womb. I feel her coming to this earth. And I look down at her and I say, surprise, surprise. This was you. This is who was inside of my womb making all of that noise and ruckus, kicking and fighting, ready to come out and show yourself to the world. And I tell you what, it has been an awesome experience to be her mother. My daughter is now 16 years of age. She is a junior in high school, and she is pursuing a career in the arts. This was the best surprise that I could have ever received. I am so grateful for the opportunity to be her mother. This concludes this week's assignment of a memorable speech. I hope that you enjoyed my experience as much as I enjoyed experiencing the experience. Until next time, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing each of you again.